This video is about what I have at the end of my trip through being indoors in an apartment but having all my services turned off, all the way through being homeless off and on for 10 years, and now being indoors now for over 2 years. This is what I have left out of my 72-hour kit, camping kit, etc. I've just combined them all together on the table here, and I still have duplicates for most of this because most of this was set up before any of this shit hit the fan. While indoors, I experienced having my electricity, my water, and my cooking fuel shut off because reasons. While I was running a business. But you can feel comfortable where you are right now. Let's move. We're going to go from what I can grab quickly. Water filter. I'll describe what it is. This is a straw-type water filter. You plug in your straw at this end. Go either way. You put this end into your questionable water source, and it's an activated charcoal canister that you suck the water through, and it filters out as much as possible and makes the water as drinkable as possible. Secondary type thing you can use is to have coffee filters as a pre-filter so it doesn't clog it. This one can be used in a more automated fashion. You get a 2-liter bottle with a small cap type on it. Cut off the bottom of the 2-liter bottle when you're done with it. Jam this in the wrong way so that it sticks out of the bottle. Use the bottle as a reservoir to pour your questionable water in, and then the good water comes out of here slowly and goes into another container. You leave it sitting, and that container that you put the water in becomes your water container. And you still need to, again, pre-filter it, and you still need to boil it. The other kind, using a Brita filter. The Brita filter, if you get one, you can put it in an off-brand Nalgene bottle, cut off the bottom of the Nalgene bottle, do the same trick into another good one, or use a real one and use a type of grommet or gasket and get it to where it does a decent seal. You can also wrap rubber bands around it. I've done that. And pour water through it. Again, most of this was done while in an apartment, while running a business, supposedly earning too much to get help from the city, county, or state in any way. With everything shut off in January. And then you still need to boil it. That's the water thing. Just remember that. Or, stay with me here, you go to the store and you buy the cheapest container of bottled water or a Gatorade container if you want something a little more durable. And you drink the Gatorade halfway down and refill it from the tap because tap water is better than anything you could filter, period, full stop. Shut up. Just stay on grid. And then when you drank it all the way down completely, then you fill it up with just water one more time, and then it's a disposable container. Because unless you can not just sterilize, but burn the container you're using, it will accumulate bacteria that will try to kill you. If you're in an emergency situation, having your water become lethal to you because of microbes is a death sentence. You can die from bad water. It's not that you need to drink water every 3 days. It's that the water has to be as pure as is possible. Running it through filters that you have to ad hoc by the methods I mentioned is a bad idea. Let's talk about boiling water. That's all you're really going to do when you're cooking. You're not going to be cooking meals. Yes, I know you're going to say something in the comment section. Nobody cares. Shut up. Yes, go to the camping store that charges you $100 for a piece of wood. Maybe I'll give you the link to it. This is a stainless steel pot. This is called a Tiffin container if you want to find it cheaper. These are used as delivery things in other countries to deliver meals to people who paid good money. They're made as simple as possible. They're made from stainless steel. You can throw this literally into a fire. The lid fits just good enough. And then when it's clamped down like this, with its little handle that's been turned into a seal, they're nearly gas tight. And they're used for delivering meals in India and whatever. And they can stack up, and just go look up Tiffin box and you'll find some in foreign languages that tell you where this really came from. It's also called a zebra pot. Because it's stainless, it can be sterilized and you can make it reliably produce food. It's garbage because it doesn't have a round bottom for cooking food in. It's for getting water hot and maybe cooking a meal in it and scooping it out, but it's not for like frying eggs or anything complicated. Next container. This is an aluminum lid with a plastic handle, and it's got a little screw in the bottom. You can replace that with whatever you want to. I don't care. And The rest of it is a non-stick, Teflon or not, aluminum pot. I took the handle off and built a handle band. That's what I call it. I may have invented this. Don't know. It's a metal strap that goes all the way around and hangs onto two pieces of, this is not thin, this isn't a coat hanger, and it makes it a good folding handle. Folding it down. Yes, if it's aluminum, it needs to be Teflon. If it's Teflon, it needs to be aluminum. I'm not going to explain why. Some of you out there are going to scream something. I don't care to hear it. It's not relevant. Let's move on. And then there's the stainless steel container. This is also called a stag container. This is the Coughlin's Coleman's Peak 1 version of it. This is the little pot or mini pot. I used it as a cup. This is also a container to cook in. Which ones have I actually used? This non-stick container is what I used to fry eggs in, all the way to making full-size meals for 3 other people. This one is what I cooked my cocoa in and drank all my meals out of and did my ramen in because it's just big enough to do a ramen. It's called the ramen size. 1 ramen unit. Yes, every meal you get from the really expensive camping store is based on the same space taken up by doing a fucking ramen. The ramen's 25 cents and you're being jerked around if you're spending more than that. And also this one, I use this exclusively for only one purpose, just like that one. When I was indoors, I used it to cook. I used camping equipment. I never used anything but camping equipment. I don't do that, except for one thing, a 1-egg frying pan, because it was cute and had the little sad face, egg on it. When camping, did I use any of this for anything? Yeah. I would bring it out of storage because I never carried it on me. And I would use it to cook a meal for someone who was so incapacitated they needed a home-cooked meal, and I could do that in my tent and bring it to them. Period. I bought food from the store. I would heat it up in the microwave. I would get the water container. I would reload my Nalgene, not my Nalgene bottle, but my Gatorade container. Because anything you think is so precious and important that you're going to keep around a long time, even if you clean it well, it's just going to get you sick because you can't sterilize it, because you can't take your Nalgene bottle and throw it in a fucking campfire and sterilize it. Don't do that to yourself. So anyway, you got the water, the cook pot. Let's talk about fire. Let's get this out of the way. It's called a lighter. That's it. That's the end of the video as far as that part goes. I'm going to show you what happens when I use them for other purposes. The lighter can do 2 modes. One is this, at the concert. And the other one is just making sparks. That's enough to light something on fire. This is an authentic real Bic. This one has what appears to be a single color for the entire plastic of the body. If it has a color difference, it might be a problem. Let me explain why. When these go bad, the large ones, don't do this to the mini ones. When, not if. You can take them apart and grind away as much of it as you can, and then make these. They're called igniters. This one it's pink, but it doesn't look like it, but it has one contiguous piece of plastic. For some reason, this is very important, because the one that had an outer layer was red and had black on the inside, it does this when I do it. That was in storage for 5 years and it went to shit. It self-destructed. Don't do that. The next kind of ignition source is a magnesium bar with a sparking insert. Yes, I've used this. This is my second one. The other one finally died after I bought it in 1983. I use this to light other people's fires because never in your life will you ever admit to having a Bic lighter on your person. Because someone will borrow it and you'll never see it. And if they don't get away with stealing it from you, they'll constantly insist you light them. Don't. You want me to light your cigarette? Oh no? Okay, good. Life is better now because I didn't help you any more than I had to. Let's talk about using these ignition sources for something besides fire in a fire pit, because you should know that. And again, did I ever do this? For other people only. Period. Because they needed to eat something I made right there. Because they brought a bunch of ingredients, but didn't think, how do I make this? So I was the cook. Or again, they were sick. Here's our rubber gasket that goes with the only thing it goes to. I had 4 of them. I have 3 now. This is for a Trangia or Trangia. Really wish the name was easier. That's where it's supposed to go. Never put it in there. This thing never holds fuel because even with the gasket, it never seals correctly. The fuel it uses is alcohol. Alcohol is notorious for escaping. It's so notorious that it's considered a hazard just trying to seal up a container with it. Yeah. And the reason you use it is it's still safer than most of the other fuels. I'm not going to go into details. Did I ever use this while camping? Not that. I used a soda can stove. To get a soda can stove, we make one. This is a jeweler's screwdriver that I ground the tip into a point and used it to make soda can stoves. Because they're free. Make them. When you're done with them, leave them somewhere conspicuous so someone can find them. I'm the reason for about 3 years that you would find a soda can stove on every single bus stop. Because I got tired of people saying I can't cook a meal. Alcohol. Well, how do we get it? Fuel-grade alcohol used for marine alcohol stoves is repurposed in mainland areas for de-icer for your fuel system. This is called heat, yellow bottle, heat, line de-icer. It's the same fuel. No point in talking about it any further. This container is 12 ounces. This is a glue bottle, school glue. This exact size is 4 ounces plus. You put a third of it in one of these things after you clean it out because they over-designed it. Okay? It's literally gas tight. They engineered the hell out of it for some damn reason. But the point is, this is the only container I found that I can use this like this. Let me show you with not a soda can stove, but let's just use the Trangia. We open it like this. I'm fumbling around like I would in the dark and do this and get fuel in it. I could put in 1 squirt was enough. It's an approximation. That was better than literally every other product I bought. Every single camping store over prices for shit that leaks. Don't buy them. Period. Okay, so we've gone through the pots, the ignition sources. Oh, let's talk about the cooking equipment, the little of it that we have. Fork, knife, spoon, any kind you get. This one is one that I customize. Doesn't matter. Fork, knife, and spoon. I'm a fork person. The knife and spoon are used rarely, if ever. Church key, any. Doesn't matter. This was actually what I got in the kit here. A cheap stainless steel version of a can opener. Okay? And here's the zinc-coated, galvanized, real steel P38 proper can opener. Which ones do I use? You already know my opinion on that. This stainless steel big one actually works. Not by any fault of the people making it. I'm sure they made it to be, it's crap. It's a government-issued thing. But it does work. The stainless steel ones that are P38 size, don't. Don't buy them. I don't care. Shut up. Don't buy them. Any church key. All it is for opening up a can that has a purely fluid-based thing. Or if you want to get all the fluid out, and then you cut off the top anyway so you can get out the goodies. Because I don't want my corn watered down. The other end of it that's for opening bottles, yes, it has some purposes and uses. You might want to look into that. Look up hacks involving church keys, church key hacks. Fork, knife, spoon, any. Again, fork only. What else? Okay, let's talk about optics. I have an eye loop. This is for looking at things really close up. This is a magnifying glass. You can start a fire with it and stuff like that. That's still in the kit. Mirrors. These are for shaving and also for signaling. That's what this hole is really for. It's for you to do the alignment, right? Okay, cool. This one can't break. It's actually a replacement mirror for rear view. You buy at Shucks, and it's a sheet of it that's about 1 foot across. Massively cheaper compared to this thing that breaks a lot easier. What did I use during all of this while camping? None. I would buy a Gatorade bottle, drink it halfway down, fill it up again, so it was half Gatorade, half water from a tap, because that's what you do instead of trying to filter this stuff. And then when I drank that all the way down, I'd fill it up with water one more time and then start over. Or I'd buy a water container, like I do now, and do the same thing with some flavoring. What about cooking food? That's what the microwave at the 7-Eleven is for. What about fuel and starting fires and stuff? Fires will get you caught, harassed, and hacked, fucked with. Don't do them. If it's a survival situation, avoid it. Can opener, P38 mandatory. I have one on my key ring. I just found my second one. Happiest day for in a long time. That's my advice and information about what I learned by being off and on homeless for 10 years, and for 5 years before that, being harassed as a apartment owner while running a business. Hopefully it was useful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.